How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the Evan Studios weekly podcast. I hope this is working. Season 2, episode 2. I am your host, Stark, and today is January 13th, 2025 on most of the world. At least on a big portion of it. First of all, we need to go for the mic check because I swear to God, every freaking week, something happens. I don't know what's wrong with OBS lately. It's every time I have to go on YouTube and double check the stream key. OBS gives me like this NVEC AMD error, update your drivers and whatnot. It just goes away by itself. I just like restart it and start it with administrator and whatnot. But if anyone in the chat can give me confirmation that you can guys hear me properly, we can get to it. We can get to the podcast. Or I can, just talk on my own. Today it was a wild day. Today I got banned from Facebook for saying that my country sucks. Well, I didn't say my country sucks. I said my country fucking sucks. Well, to be honest, that's not what I said either. I said my country is a fucking joke that constantly writes itself. That's what I said. I got banned for that. And then I spotted a pedophile on Discord. It started with what seemed like an innocent "Can I get my girlfriend pregnant?" from pre-cum question, and suddenly it turned into "I'm a male 25 who's having sex with a 15-year-old female." That shit went south very fast, so obviously I had to report the person at hand to the proper authorities. And weird day, man. Weird day. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Evan Studios and good things. My controller just fell. Well, since Ancestral says the mic is okay, Aaron, the sound is good. Good seeing you guys in chest. In chest. Did I really just say in chest? Good to see you guys in chat, Aaron and Ancestral. I'm a little under the season. I got probably can tell that I'm mouth breathing at this point. So yeah, amazing. This past week we've been working in tandem in Journey Abroad and finishing the Christmas patch. Everything in the Christmas patch is already in the right place. The dialogue is in the right place. I changed the events to actually reflect the scenes properly, etc. Now the only thing that is left to do is put the images in place. So I will estimate probably Wednesday it's completely finished without slowing down the progress on Journey Abroad. For Journey Abroad, we already have a plan where we want to finish the patch. I mean, right now it's looking good, but when you have a deadline, it always feels like it's always like looming, if that's the correct word. I know it's still the 13th, and I'm already terrified about releasing something on the 30th. People are like, yeah, well, there's still 17 days. There's still like 2 weeks, 2 weeks plus worth of work. And in my mind, it's like, there's only 2 weeks worth of work. But whatever happens, and on the 30th we will have a patch, regardless of how much content is there. The problem with releasing patches on a specific day every month is, is everything going all right? Because the YouTube is actually going. The bitrate is bigger than it usually is, and whatever. I'm just going to assume it is, because if it's not, you guys are probably going to be like, the voice is failing or something like that. I'm just going to trust you guys. So yeah, like I was saying, the problem with releasing patches on a specific day is like, imagine some patches are going to have more content than people are expecting, and some patches it might feel like they end not on a cliffhanger, which is usually what we did for Fleeting Iris. It's like we will improve certain routes, and there will be like create a save here so you can continue next patch, or we will have like a warning saying, we hope you enjoy this route, now experience a different route, blah 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 blah. And now it might be a little bit more abrupt, because it felt like an anime. You get to a certain point in the episode, oh my god, this new thing just got introduced and this is gonna get like super cool and whatnot. And then you get the guy at the end of the episode that goes, don't lose the next episode because we will neither, Dragon Ball style. And it ends on a cliffhanger. Now you just might end mid-sentence. We progress to a certain point, and then we'll be like, well, this is how far we progress in terms of development. But it's been a month and here's a bunch of new content to play. So I feel like this is what most people voted for, so that's what we're gonna go with. But don't be surprised if it doesn't always end on like a high note. It might just end up like super mid, which I always felt like it was weird, because I also follow some developers on Patreon, and I'm not saying it's wrong, but some of them release like every 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, but a lot of them just release on a like, oh, it's been so long since I've released something, it's not as far as I wanted it to be, but here it is. And then it just ends in like a super anticlimactic note, and it's like, oh man, I was just playing and I was enjoying this, and now out of nowhere you walk into a new map and well, that's the end of this patch. That happened a lot when I was playing what are they called, NTF games. I think it's something like this. It's like 3 letters, starts with an N. I don't remember the acronym, but those guys that made the 3D games with all the animations, big ass productions, whatnot, and a lot of their patches felt like that. Felt like you just got to a certain point and out of nowhere, boop, just well, next week there's more. It feels super anticlimactic. I don't know if it's like the best way, but hey, our goal right now is to actually put out content, and we're going to put out content every single month, and that's what our goal is, and that's what we're gonna keep doing. As for the thing that I said that I was going to talk this week, which is like super important, you guys saw the big announcement that we have made on Patreon and all of our other medias, and I'm going to read some of the suggestions that were made. I haven't been able to get to replying all of them, but I'm going to do it here so I can discuss with you guys, and then I'm going to do it directly via text, so to speak, which I feel like it's going to be super cool. So I'm not going to use names because some of this information is private, in the sense that you need to be a Patreon to follow. So I'm going to keep the confidentiality in terms of like nicknames and whatnot, but I'm going to say like user said, for instance, and I'm going to read some of these for the first time. So user said, I've been absent for a while, but I really like your product and believe in you guys, so good luck this year, and if the extra sub tier helps, so be it. Well, thank you, user. Yeah, it does help a lot. Another user said, I really want to play your game, but I'm not sure where and how to get the full experience. I prefer to play on Steam, but I haven't dared to purchase it there because some says it's not the full experience, and I might not be the only one that's on the fence being confused. Just a tip. Well, it's really not confusing, and it's really not our fault. If you want to play our game, if you really want to play our game, there's a bunch of places where you can get like our Discord, our social medias, our X, our Patreon, where you can ask what's the best way to get the full experience for your game. Which I feel like, but a lot of you are getting a lot of information from pirate forums, from all these places, except asking us directly what is the best way to get the full product. Now, if you buy our game on Steam, you get the full product. You get like Fleeting Ares, everything that we can legally sell. Then there's some added content that you can get for free in our website, that provides an extra experience, and basically you have to check if your country has rules against some of that content, because some countries do. Mine doesn't, but this is stuff that people have voted to have created, but not all countries. It's content that is not legal in all countries, so you need to go to our website, check what the content is, and then it's up to you if it's something that you can download or not. But it's free and it's in our website. So regardless of what version you get on Steam, if you get it on RPG Maker or Ren'Py, the biggest difference is literally the platform and how it plays. In RPG Maker, you have to like walk around town, stumbling upon events, etc., etc. And in Ren'Py, you will kind of have to do it, but you click on the map and you instantly go there. It's more close to a VN than it is to an RPG in a sense. So as long as you get those two things, you get the full experience. It doesn't matter where you get it. Now, if you want to play on a different platform, if you want to play like Android, if you want to play on Mac, if you want to play, you know, by buying the Steam account, by buying the game on Steam, regardless if you get the Ren'Py version or regardless if you get the RPG Maker version, you can go to our Discord and we will gift you the Android version, the Mac version, whatever you need extra. And this is something that we have said a lot of times on all of our social medias, in our Discord. It's just common knowledge. It's just common knowledge. But the fact that people don't ask these questions to us directly, if you really want to play our games, it's actually so simple. But obviously there's going to be a lot of confusion if you keep asking people that have no idea, if you keep asking in pirate forums that have that don't have people from the Evan Studios team representing us there. What's going to happen is that you're never going to get the correct information. So when it's something that is related to Evan Studios, the best way to get the correct information is literally to come to us directly. That's I don't. It's weird that I have to say this, but I understand that in your point of view, it's something that might be costing us money or whatever. But it's not like we can go on every forum online and start debunking all the wrongful information that is made up about us. Like, that is a war that you cannot win. So we just have to trust that people that actually want to play our game, like really want to play our game, you need to go to the proper channels and just ask us directly. I personally believe. Obviously, there was a reply saying regarding content, Steam has the same version like the one available on Patreon. The only content that isn't there is the one that Steam wouldn't approve. Anyway, that's why it's provided via the free standalone DLC on the company's website. Yeah, and it's not just Steam, the Patreon as well. Yeah. And the person replied, on Fleeting Eyes there is a high rated review that discouraged purchasing the game on Steam. But is that not correct? Here on Patreon there is too many tiers. The tiers are very well explained, and for the review that is discouraging purchasing the game on Steam, it's because the game in Chinese, the Chinese version, has a tendency to crash. And this is something that we know. This is something that we can't do anything about because it's it was the publisher translation, and usually it's Kagoru Games that addresses that version of the game. So there's literally nothing that we can do. It's a bug that we cannot reproduce in the English version. And what they told us is that a lot of computers in China are so weak that they crash because of how fast the game runs if we speed up. So we put a lot of mechanics in order to slow down how fast you can speed up the dialogue. We have created an autosave that autosaves violently every time you change map, every time you change screen, every time you open the menu. The autosave saves to make sure that you don't lose content when the game crashes. But there will be some inevitable crashes, and the Chinese community believes that we don't care about them, but it's not us. It's out of our hands. It pains me a lot that it's like that, but If you're playing the English version, that won't apply to you at all. And obviously there's other things that people made up, like obviously you won't get the full experience if you get the Steam game. That's incorrect. Actually, there's on Steam, if you play the Rampy version on Steam, you will be missing 5 scenes, but you can easily download a free patch from our website that adds the 5 scenes that are missing. So all the content that you're missing there, you can freely get from our websites. If you buy the game on Steam, you can easily get the full experience. It's just a matter of if you ask us, you know. And yeah, person B replied, the reviews on Steam are mostly positive. I'm not sure to which one you are referring. Keep in mind that there are 2 versions of the game. Again, content wise, both are the same, so you get access to all the scenes and features. As for Patreon, $10 tier give you access to the game. All the higher tiers are just extra stuff that don't affect the game itself. That's correct, except the $20 tier makes you have access to both our games, the ones being released on Evan Cities East and Evan Cities West. But other than this, it's pretty much what person B said. A completely different person said, I didn't realize I was a $10 a month subscriber until I saw this notification. You guys pour enough blood, sweat and tears and plenty of love into this project. I am forever grateful and will not even be upset or disappointed if 2025 is the last of these updates. I love the game since its beginning, and the game has so much potential. Please take care, guys. Definitely appreciate it. I feel like this one doesn't require me addressing this. It's just supportive words. It's really nice, and we appreciate you a lot for the words and the support. Completely new person said, you guys need to make a cheaper support tier, maybe offer extra art and sneak peeks for the $10 tiers. To begin with, we offer extra art and sneak peeks for the $1 tiers. If you get the $1 tier, you already have access to sneak peek and extra art. The exceptions are the first patches of Journey Abroad Bloodlust, so right now. But other than that, we have spent years releasing drawings and content in our previous channels for the $1 tier. For the $1 tier, you get to vote in our polls. You get to see preview art. There's a bunch you get on just the $1 tier. Now, I feel like we're gonna have to address this a lot because it's gonna be heavily suggested. But about the lower support tier, I have said many times in the past that if we have 400 people supporting us at $10 a month, I'd rather have 80 people supporting us at $5 a month. I want our game to be accessible and be playable by as many people as possible. However, nothing guarantees us that if we lower the amount of a patch for like $5 and we say you get this patch like 2 weeks later, that most people that are on the $10 tier are not instantly going to crash down to the $5 tier, and then suddenly out of nowhere we go broke. Now it's not the time to do those type of changes. If we are able to stabilize after the first trimester or the second trimester, if we are able to stabilize financially, maybe we can, especially because Journey Abroad is going to launch and it's going to captivate a completely different audience and whatnot. But if we are able to stabilize financially, maybe then we can introduce a new tier, and I will be more than happy to release that tier. Like, I will do the game for free if I could, but right now we're not in a financial place where we can take a risk that big. That's pretty much the only reason stopping us from that's the only thing stopping us from making lower tiers. It's not because we're being greedy. It's like we're already in a tight spot as it is. If we take a risk now and it backfires, it's the end of Evan Studios. It's not a joke. So it's not something that we can do right now. I know that it feels like it's a solution. It's not right now. It could be, but I can only think the word in Portuguese. Give me a second. Yeah, it's incognito, of course, but the f- the variables in place right now are too big for us to be able to take a risk like that right now. That's pretty much it. So yeah, next question. Sorry if this has been brought up, but have you considered a $3 tier or a $5 tier? Well, I just addressed that, but another thing that I also need to address is like, there's going to be a lot more money being paid in taxes. Like one person at $10, you pay like X taxes, and that's it. So the lower the amount you give us, it's like more people is going to equal. We're not going to make the same money because 40 people at $10. Let's say that they pay like $1 tax and $9 is profit. It's higher, obviously the tax is higher, but let's pretend that you have to pay $1 to Patreon and whatnot, and $10 is profit. If you have 80 people at $5, what's going to happen is that instead of charging us $40 out of like 40 people out of $4,000 or you're going to have the twice the amount of people, so you're going to be making the same money for twice the amount of people. So the taxes are doubled, so the money is the same, but it's not really the same. So having like a lower tier is beneficial in a certain aspect, but it's negative on another aspect. Because if I say that 40 people at $10 is going to give us $400, and if I tell you that 80 people at $5 is going to give us $400 anyway, that's incorrect, because it's $1 being charged out of those 40 people that pays us $10, and if it's the other way, it's $1 being charged to 80 people. So in one version we actually make something like $360, and the other version we actually make $320. Now, if this means that a lot more people are going to be playing our game, and we're talking about a margin that is like that we can accept the loss to taxes, that's perfectly fine. But again, right now it's not the place where we can take a risk like that. So we want to introduce a lower tier where you get access to the game a little later than everyone else, but not right now. Let us first figure out if this is something that can survive, and then we can take a risk. But right now it's it's a little iffy. I tend to just set it and forget for makers I trust, because I often don't play updates as soon as they release, and I'm not super engaged with the community. $10 a month is a lot, but I've been a patron of some other games on $3 or $5 tiers for years. Anyway, I just bought a rampant version of Steam. Good luck. Thanks, person. And obviously there's other people that said, I really think this will be a big step in the right direction. And someone else said, same, I used to be in the $10 tier till they finished Fleeting Iris and wanted to step down, but the only option was, and is going $1. I still wanted to support with like $3 or $5, but only option was $1. Maybe this also contributed to the lack of funds because no middle ground. Well, I know this is not the perfect option because you're like paying because you want to, but you can actually support with as much money as you want. So there's a range of where you can pay, like between $1 and $10 you get this, but you can choose to pay $5. Obviously you're not getting anything more than if you were supporting with $1. But like I said, I really want to allow this tier, but not right now. And then the last comment, I thought we had more comments, to be honest. Give me a second. Yeah, no, I thought we had more comments. Someone said, I wish all the things work out for you in the studio. I really enjoy your game, and I hope that it will expand in the future. So do we. So obviously it's basically mostly messages of support and people suggesting that we have an extra tier But yeah, the extra tier is something that won't be coming for a while, but it's definitely something that we have planned. So let's hope that we get to introduce it, because that will be good news. That will be a good sign that we get to introduce a new tier. Maybe the new release, maybe the new release schedules bring in new followers, and the new game also brings a new crowd. And if we start doing well financially, we can definitely introduce a new tier. I would love to introduce a new tier. I want the most amount of people to play our game. I want to get feedback from our game. I want to be able to improve, and I can only improve if we have our supporters playing our games. I intended to go this podcast for an hour, and I got done with the Patreon questions a lot faster than I expected. So there's another thing that I wanted to address. So apparently I have time, right? Also, if you guys in chat, I haven't been talking we haven't been talking in a long time. So if you guys have questions, they're always welcome. But Subject said in our Discord, and Subject is a user that is very vocal in our Discord. Yes, he has debated a lot of things regarding our games and our studios a lot of times. And this time he said, I just listened to the podcast. It was an interesting one. I'm glad you guys feel more motivated now. One thing I want to give my opinion on. Please don't ever fall into the trap of realism in video games. I feel that has become a cancer in the industry that hinders the potential of games and at the same time ruins the creative vision of artists. Trust me, nobody is going to criticize you because of the practicality of an outfit in an hentai game. Just make even Jazz look as sexy as possible in those spy outfits. Trust me, 98% of people are going to appreciate that. I agree, and obviously people agreed. I actually did like an upvote, and the upvote was clicked another 11 times. So it seems very apparent that obviously this can be kind of anecdotal, but usually the upvotes in our Discord don't go as high from like a random post, so to speak, like a lost post in the middle of a discussion. And this one was very upvoted, which means a lot of people agree, and it's cool because I agree too. I was having like a minor headache where I was trying to, as you guys know, make it so the outfits of the spies in Bloodlust were as sexy as they were functional, as they were realistic. But I think it's time when it comes to like Bloodlust and when it comes for anti-wins, I think it's time to just say screw that and just focus on the sexuality and just make everything look like super sexy. There has been stuff that, once again, talking with the community has been the tiebreaker when it comes to when it comes to certain things. Having the Olancy Chronicles games be just mostly Netorare oriented. We wanted to like dial down on the tone for the Netorare when it came to like Bloodlust, and we were like, you know what? It actually feels like we are betraying our supporters when it comes to this, because we wanted to make like a couple routes where they are NTR, but just make the rest of the game just accessible for everyone, so we can like reach a certain crowd. But then we were like, listen, we're gonna make Journey Abroad. Journey Abroad is a more vanilla game in that regard, where it's an RM game and it's basically just the protagonist getting like all the sexy babes in the game. And we have that for those people that want to play games made by us, and they want to play those type of games. If the ship goes down, we gotta go down with the ship. We attracted our fans. Sure, it might have been from the drawings, it might have been because it's a good hentai game in general, it might have been from the writing, it might have been for a multitude of reasons, but I definitely feel like a big portion of our fans are following us because we made a good NTR game. And in that regard, I felt like, bro, we just need to take the hit. Like, if this dies, it dies. We gotta Dolph Lundgren this. But we need to go down with the sheep. We started making Evan Studios East as NTR games, and that's going to be our main focus. And you know, if people like it. If we receive like hate letters and threat letters like we did on X, it is what it is. You can't please everyone. Would we be able to attract a bigger crowd if we went a different way? Maybe, but that's not the crowd that allowed us to be making games for the last 8 years. You guys are the reason why we're here today. You guys are the reason why we've been able to make games for 8 years. And I think you guys have been extremely vocal when you said you guys want NTR games. So, you know, there will always be people that hate us for making NTR games, and there will always be people that will look to us in a condescending way from liking NTR games, and because we are cucks, blah 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 blah. It's fine, bro, but here's what it is. It's my game, it's my community, we are in this together. So I delivered something, this community made it our game. They backed me up, they chose where we were going to go, they chose the route that we were going to take, and you know what, fuck it. Listen, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we stuck to our guns. NTR was what we promised people. NTR is what got us to where we are. That's a slogan for a t-shirt. And that's what we're gonna go with, bro. So fuck that. If you guys want to hate us, there's Journey Abroad for you guys if you want to play something different. It's gonna be a cool RM game. You can follow us there. As for the rest, bro, we're gonna stick to our, you know, we're gonna give our fans what they want. We're gonna give our fans what they paid for. And if shit works out, awesome. If shit doesn't work out, bro, at least people are gonna get what they want. So there's going to be a lot of bondage, there's going to be a lot of latex, there's going to be a lot of NTR, and you know, if you don't like it, you know, there's other games out there. We are going to stick to our guns, and we're going to stop worrying so much about making shit realistic or having a certain type of suit that is like, oh, this is more realistic. Bro, fuck that, bro. We're going to make an NTR game, it's going to be a fucking good one, and you know, yeah, and obviously all this to say, yeah, we're gonna go with the suit where Evelyn has like just the little shorts and whatnot. Yeah, we're gonna go with that suit. I wish I could be showing you guys the suit today, because honestly I'm terrified, because we have written, not only we have the whole game written, but we already wrote like, this is what we want to do by the first patch, this is what we want to do by the second patch. And the second patch is already coming like February. The first patch is already coming like February 25, and there's still so much work to be done. There's a bunch of costumes that we need to create. The CG team is currently Muku is creating the night the sleeping attires for both Eve and Jazz. They are also drawing. I can probably spoil this. It's probably not finished, but yeah, the CG team is currently like hard at work creating the CG team is currently hard at work creating. Yeah, give me a second. I need to like save these to a picture because I can't just actually wait. Can't I just save this to my computer? Yeah, let's call it Jazz work, and hopefully. Yeah, now let me add this to the screen so you guys can see. And I wish I had more content to show you guys, but this is just to show you what we are working on right now. It's not completed, but obviously Jazz also needs like an office attire that she takes to the CIA to work and whatnot, because she's not always wearing student university student attire. because she won't always be at school. So this is what's you probably won't be seeing this outfit a lot, but yeah, in the first few days where there's meetings in the CIA and they're being briefed about the mission and that they're going to be allocated to Evan City, and one is going to be pretending to be a teacher and one is going to be infiltrated as a student. The first few days this is going to be Jazz's attire, which I feel like it makes her look a little older, but not too older, because as you guys know, Jazz is in her early 20s and Eve is in her late 20s. And I wish I had the spy costumes to show you guys. I don't yet. The CG team is working on that, and we also right now, while this one is being colored, Muku is already working on the sleeping attires for both Jazz and Eve. Those also look extremely sexy, so you guys are gonna enjoy those a lot as well. And that's the priority right now, is doing the system stuff. We need to do the menus and whatnot. But it is what it is, man. Listen, we're going to be releasing a patch on the 25th of February for Bloodlust. And regardless of how much we can do by then, there will be a patch then. And yeah, for Journey Abroad, we will have a patch at the end of this month. Honestly, it's a little terrifying. It feels like there's so much work to be done, and there's and it feels like there's almost no time to do it, especially since considering how nitpicky we are about the details and whatnot. But I'm just trying to take it chill. Like, listen, whatever we put out, people are going to see our hard work, and people are going to get excited for more to come. And that's what's important, is that people see that we are putting in work, people are getting constant updates, and I feel like that's what's going to attract this new crowd, and that's what's going to keep people happy. So yeah, this is just a little sneak peek of what's to come. I hope that next week we already have it will be awesome if we have, well, first of all, we're gonna have the finished Christmas patch. I hope we have both the night attires finished, and at least like a sketch for the spy costumes, because I know that one is gonna be so cool, and I know that a lot of you are super excited to see those. We're also gonna need the casual attires. We're gonna try not to go too overboard. We're trying not to make a Fleeting Aries 2 here, where Ayame has like 70 different costumes. We're going to try to stick to the essential. We're gonna have like a casual one where they sleep at night, like a professional office one, the spy one, and then we might have a couple that appear in like a couple in tie scenes. Like for Eve, we might see her in bloomers or in like a swimming suit. Yeah, we might have like a bikini for like a vacation period during the game and whatnot. But again, we're trying not to go too overboard and just deliver as much content as we did on Fleeting Aries, because those games usually get stuck in developing hell. And we got to keep it moving, bro. We want to be able to. There's so much that we want to work on. We can't just develop everything on devote everything to Bloodlust. There's still Crimson Dawn to be made. There's Night Eternal to be made. There's Fleeting Aries 2 and 3 to be made, and there's other ideas that we already have brewing. And I feel like all those games deserve to be made. Alancia Chronicles deserves to have its story told. We need to have our final game where all the female MCs come together for one final mission and one final game. We might still have more Christmas, depending on how people enjoy. We still have the Halloween minigame that we need to wrap up. So all of that is going to be up for voting. So yeah, man, it will be quite a shame to have Evan Studios die now, when I feel like we're in the launching path for amazing things. But like I said last week, Isaac and I quit our jobs. Now we're doing this full time. It has been amazing. The energy around here is completely different. We are super motivated. We've been putting a lot of work into this. You guys will be able to see that on January 30. Obviously, the Christmas patch is going to come. The final release is going to be earlier. I've been having a blast, even like changing some of the dialogues for the Christmas patch, just trying to make it lighthearted, trying to like shove some jokes in there. So it feels like something that is uplifting and it makes you feel good. We really want to have something that that gives people. Well, we try to do that with all our releases, but we want to do that special with the Christmas patch, where it feels like company. It feels like playing like a slice of life or watching a slice of life anime, where it puts a smile to your face. We want the Christmas patch, at least the first version, to be that. But like we said before, there's a lot of room for improvement there, and there's a lot of room for continuation. So we're gonna let you guys do the voting and decide what we are going to work on next. Obviously, you know the path is going to be alternating every month between Bloodlust and Journey Abroad. We're going to be working on the rework on the remaster of Fleeting Iris in between, and then once we're done with Bloodlust, we're going to move on to the other games of Odyssey Chronicles and whatnot. So yeah. There was a question. The Postal Dude asked, "Hi, do you accept crypto as donation?" Bro, I'm the biggest fucking ignorant person when it comes to crypto. I wouldn't even know where to accept crypto. We accept all types of donations, but I don't even know how to accept crypto, bro. Like, I know zero about crypto. Crypto came to me early on. It felt like a digital pyramid scheme, and it's not like I don't like it. It's just like I don't know how it works in general. I know that you got to go to like Binance and you got to make like an account, and then people send you virtual money. I get the gist of it. I get it that it's just like a digital currency, but we haven't accepted because it just never came up. So yeah, that's the only problem. But we can definitely arrange something. Probably I can ask people that know more about it than I do, because I don't know a lot, and I'm fine with not knowing stuff. I'm not too proud to admit that I'm not very versed on a subject. Like, people have approached us, "Don't you guys want to do like NFTs with your games and your IPs, because you have like all these cool characters and whatnot?" I'm like, "Bro, I wouldn't even know where to start to do that." So we try to advise ourselves and get advisors when it came to that, but people never got to us in like a proper manner. So if you guys can help us get crypto donations, we accept everything, because pretty desperate at this moment. At the same time, it's like, what will be. Life is just, it is what it is, man. You just gotta put in work and hope everything goes right. As long as you're doing your best and you're putting in work, that's all you can do. So yeah. There was something else. Yeah, obviously we're gonna try to release that stuff in Rampy and Android as well for the Christmas patch. There's also that. So yeah, other than the main games that we said we were going to release, and the ones that are going to take Bloodlust spot as we are alternating monthly. There will also be votings for the Halloween mini games, for the Christmas mini games. There's going to be all that. and it's going to be up to you guys to decide what we work on. I feel like, just like I said last week, ultimately everything that we do, I'm going to leave up to you guys to vote. And we listen, we always listen. And yeah, just I feel like it was like probably like Friday or something like that. I was writing the final pages of Bloodlust, and I was like, oh, okay, this will be a nice finish for this. And then I read the note, don't write here. And I was like, why did I write this? And then it came to me like, oh right, I left this open so that our supporters can give suggestions to what they would like to see here. There's literally a part on the routes that it's like, don't make up scenes for this. Just let the people decide what they want to see more of. And I find that to be so cool, because it's not like a bragging thing, like, oh, see, we listen. It's more like a reminder of how supportive you guys have been through all this time, where there is so much in the game that is there because of you guys, in terms of scenes, of routes, of dialogue, of characters. Some of you have immortalized your characters in the game, and I know that there's so much that I know that this person suggested this person suggested that. There's this scene where this character kissed that I know that this person suggested it, like Zelmate or Arian or a bunch of people that don't even follow us anymore. Fleeting Iris is definitely a melting pot of brilliant ideas. And when I look at the script of the game, and I see a part that is dedicated to don't write here, wait for people to suggest scenes, it brings a smile to my face. Once again, not because we listen and it's something that we're proud of, but more like we have a community that is going to be vocal. We have a community that is going to participate, and once again, they are going to come true, and they are going to decide where the game needs to go. And I personally feel that's fucking amazing. I don't know about you guys, but it's super freaking cool. We had another question. Shortcut asked, I know you are currently busy with the game dev, but would you ever consider doing another recommended games list on the website again? I enjoy the write-ups. Sorry. I am interested in seeing what games are inspiring you for Journey Abroad and Bloodlust. Hey, Shortcut. Yeah, I would. Let me just wrap up the Christmas patch. Then I will have some more personal time to do stuff like that. Sadly, in 2024, this is not me taking a jab at anyone. But honestly, there were like, you know, if there was like a dozen games throughout the entirety of 2024 that I felt they were nice, I'm probably being very generous. I probably played like a dozen games where I was like, yeah, man, this was a good game. It's 8 p.m. We've been here for close to an hour. I don't know if anyone has any more questions. As for the postal dude, if you want to help me figure out how to do that stuff, I would appreciate it. And I'm gonna leave you guys with a suggestion, and then we can all go. I'm gonna go have dinner. I don't know about you guys. There was this Holy Night something game that I played, and pretty much every game from this altar. So I'm just gonna write it, and then you guys can probably Google this. You just type DL site / yada 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 yada. So for this to be YouTube legal, I'm just going to write the RJ, and then you guys can do defining and whatnot. So text, surfing. Can I write the text? Yeah, Arial. Where does this show up? Give me a second. Where does this show up? Oh, it's here. It's here in this corner. So look for this on the alt site. I don't know where. So if you guys want a suggestion, in general, I probably feel like this guy was the MVP for 2024. um, he probably made the games that I appreciated the most. Not only because he draws well and these games are animated, but story wise and the scenarios and the context and even as a developer, I can tell that he puts a lot of love into his games. So from games that were created in 2024 and were fully released and whatnot, obviously I could suggest hundreds of games where I just love the developers. But I feel like for like one suggestion, if I had to suggest games that you guys need to check out for 2024, this guy and all the games that he made, the game that I'm putting on the screen, and all the games that are made by this guy, I will definitely suggest you check them out, especially if you like NTR. It was a really good game. I know it has. It's not hypnotism. It's not. It's not hypnotism per se, but I feel like the character has something that there's a lot of blackmailing there, and after a while it feels like redundant. I feel like she's a turbo slut, but she doesn't want to admit it. But in general, these games, while the characters are a little bit turbo slutty for my taste, I like my corruption to be done in a way more spaced out manner. I want my progression to be my corruption to be done in a slower way, where you can see the moral degradation happening in the decisions, in the way the female MC looks to her partner. I like to see the degradation to be made in a more slow manner, per se. But other than that, I feel like it's a good NTR game. So yeah, that's my suggestion. If you guys want to go check it out, have something to play. Yeah, I feel like this is it for this week. I hope I kept you guys company while you were washing dishes or commuting from work to home or vice versa. I really want to keep this a weekly thing, so I don't want to take any more of your time. I appreciate you all for coming once again, and coming through and showing up for the podcast. I really appreciate you guys. I trust me, you will never know how much you guys really freaking warm my heart. Yeah, I hope to see you guys again next week. It was a great podcast for me. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I enjoyed doing it. And yeah, I'll see you guys very soon with the final Christmas patch. And a couple weeks later, the first Journey Abroad patch on January 30. But don't forget that next Monday we're going to have a podcast again at the same time, and hopefully this time we can start it actually at 7 p.m. EST instead of GMT instead of like 7:10 or whatever, because I'm having technical difficulties. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you see you guys. If you guys have any questions and you want to talk to us, the podcast is not the end of it. You guys can easily find us on Discord, on X, and on other social medias. Love you so much. Stay healthy. Much love. Peace out, guys.
Shadow には遅くまで